Did I finally get this working? Oof, I don't know what happened. I'm really bad at this stuff. When it comes to the like technical side of this, I am getting better. I'm getting to where I at least know that something's going wrong, and I didn't go like, forever and a day. If it's even broadcasting now, hopefully it is. This is driving me nuts. Oh gosh. I hope it's working now and that I'm just talking to the void. We're going to find out here shortly, I think. It still looks like it's not working properly. This is driving me nuts. If it's even broadcasting now. There we go. It is. This is driving. We are live. We are live. Okay. That is good. That is one step in the right direction. Whew. Sorry about that, everybody. Again, I'm not exactly the not always the best with this kind of stuff. Anyway, welcome back. This is Pieces Pat Paints. Hey, everybody. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did. Something between the streaming software and the Google, they were mad. I don't know. I don't understand enough. I don't really understand enough about it to tell you if it was my error or if it was just some sort of like, maybe I updated a software or something. I don't really know. But it was very strange, and that kind of stuff makes me kind of panicky. So we're going to take a second, and I'm going to breathe for just a second, and we're going to chill out. Yeah, okay. It's not beer, it's seltzer. It probably needs to be a beer at this point. Okay, so we're finishing these up. Woo! Okay. Whew. Now, so I went ahead yesterday, and while I was sitting around, I went ahead and finished this one up, and or at least the bottoms. In the end, she's pretty much done up. Again, I'm not. That face was so. It wasn't really sculpted right, and so it's hard to get it to. It's like she's doing this, and like the actual model is that way. It's like no matter what I did, she still kind of looks like she's. Which. I don't know, most of the movie she's kind of pouting anyway. So, it works. So today we're going to try and get all the rest of these guys done up. I think we'll start off with Rugen. We're pretty close to having him done. He's going to be probably one of the easier ones to finish off. Because his base looks really nice. I got it done. If it'll focus on it, it probably won't. Mikhail, I need your help. You gotta come over here. Let me figure out what I'm doing. I can't get this silly camera thing to work. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Okay, so now that I've wasted enough time with the getting started and all of the whole rigmarole, well, get this guy working. So, just like we did with the last one, we want to start at the top, and we're going to work our way down. So we want to do a little bit of this flesh work. I think his hair, we're probably going to hit with a little bit of a brown. Got one little crazy hair. Twist that brush up real good. Okay. So we just want to barely touch the edges that we know the light is going to hit. That is the key. We do want to kind of give it a little bit in the other places, but only after we want to build this up. So we're going to do one layer where we know for sure the light is definitely going to hit. And then we'll come back after this sets up a little bit. And we're going to put another layer on top of it. And that plus the washes should help us get the look we want on the face. Kind of like we did with Buttercup and the other ones. Da, 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 da. Now this guy does have like a little bit of a gray to his beard. Somewhere, actually very similar to mine. So we're going to use mine as a model. I never really wanted to be Count Rugen, but here we are. I've just taken away 4 years of your life. Tell me, do try to be honest for posterity. How do you feel? So just ever so gently touch him. We're going to use those brush strokes to kind of help give the beard movement as best we can. It's not always very easy. We can always come through and fix it later. We can put a little bit of wispiness. We just layer up the colors on it. And it's definitely going to help us get that look. I want to say he's got a little bit of that gray. I might be tripping. Maybe I didn't. Oh well. Yeah, on his temples. He's got a little bit on his temples. So, kind of the same thing. I'm going to go to a smaller brush, though. So, we'll take a little gray that we made. It's pretty light gray. YouTube says it's not getting enough information from me. I don't know what that means. It tells me that a lot. It's fun. It's our game we play. So, anyway. I appreciate people for coming by. And I see Jared's on there. Hi, buddy. I think maybe that the chat's a little delayed. Yeah. So, okay, where are we at next? I'm trying to keep... I want to put just a few little lines through this. Just to kind of break it a little bit. We don't want it to be like a super straight line. We want to make sure we've got a little bit of contour and shape to it. A lot of times when you paint miniatures, the idea is to create kind of like the illusion of the detail. And that's an interesting thing to try to do. Okay, so here we go with our next round of the flesh colors. We're going to come in here a little bit tighter with this smaller brush. And this guy, we're going to come back and do his eyebrows. Just be very careful. Like I said, we've built this one up, so it's going to be easy. Yeah. It's lagging bad. I think it might be that's probably my internet. It always seems to lag really bad right when I'm trying to do something. Every time I'm like, when I'm not messing with it, it works great. When I'm actually on live, it's like, and it's bad. I also think my son may be on the internet. Hey, Alistair, you have to get off of the internet, son. Oh, yeah. I think it was my son. Hold on just a second. Let's see if we can get this all figured out. This has been a really bad day. What an interest. Well, I mean, it is the 13th episode. It should... it was kind of... I was trying to make it lucky. I was going like, oh, lucky 13. Yay, it's going to work. Nah, man, it's the curse. It always comes for you. Oh, goodness. Hopefully it's catching up now and everything's starting to work out a little better, but who knows, right? Alright, so we're very carefully trying to come back and grab these spots where the light's really going to hit it. and let that wash do the rest of that work for us. Let it sit down into the recesses and on the backs of things, and so we know a little bit of light's going to get through here. Most of that light's going to be up here, right? And just little bits here, definitely on the tops of these little ridges. Just try to imagine where the light hits. Yeah, it's they, you know, they're having a good time, they're doing their own thing, and you know, when kids are, it takes them a while to build up that awareness. It's good for them to learn too, because it, like, you know, it's helping him learn how to be respectful, and it's good for him. I wish I had thought about it earlier, because now everything looks excellent. I don't think that's what was happening before. I think the earlier issue was something that I maybe did. Maybe it was irritated about something I was doing. I don't know. Felt like there was a software issue. I had to reset. I had to basically reset OBS to get it to roll. Reset the entire, like, the innards of it. It was really weird. But it is flying now, which is awesome. And then it says excellent, which I like excellent. I don't get that one very often. So I definitely 100% think this was the kid on the internet. That's funny. That's good times. Alright, again, we're bringing back this color. We're also trying to let the wash keep the recesses darker, and we kind of want it to look a little bit worn. Yeah, this guy was out riding around looking for the Princess Buttercup and the Six-Fingered Man, or no, and the Dread Pirate Roberts being pursued by the L Six-Fingered Man here. Alright, so let's see. We got to do up a little bit of his pants. That's that light Payne's gray. So we'll mix up a little bit of that. And remember, whatever we put on there now is going to be that final color. So at this point in time, if you need it lighter than it was before, that's great. You did good. If not, you might have a little bit of a difficulty getting this to come off the right way. So we want to do our darker tones underneath and our brighter tones on the top. To help create depth. Look at me dropping all the terms. Or at least the old terms. Gosh, I don't even... Sometimes I listen to some of these new guys talk, and man, these kids are awesome, but I don't understand some of the things they're saying. Different terms. I'm getting better at it. Some stuff seems to be the same. I'm pretty sure that the depth and thing is the same. I'm just being weird. Alrighty, let's see. Now remember, this is also gonna come down a little bit for us. Ooh, no, maybe a little too much though. If you can get to it early, it'll come right. You can just kind of clean it up real quick, and you'll be all right. Don't let it sit. If you've made a mistake, don't let it sit. Get in there and get it fixed. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, might have a little too much paint. When doing highlights, having the right amount of paint is super important. Too much and you ruin your entire thing. And well, it is gonna lose some of its, you know, it loses a little bit of the intensity of the color. It's not necessarily gonna completely fade away, I mean, and if you make a mistake, you can always come back and fix it with another wash if you leave it on there too long or something. I'm probably not having a whole lot of fun here. Packet movement. Ah, okay. Well, that's helpful to know. All right. So I lightened that up, and then I pulled that off of there with a little bit of excess water. We're really just trying to, again, just get where that light is going to touch. We want his pants to look like they've been on the road. We don't want them super clean, but he is part of the royal entourage. So pack movement, is that like packaging data and moving it across the wire? Is that what that means? I'm going to guess that's what that means. That makes sense. I mean, I imagine it does take a lot more information to run it across like that than it does to just bring in data. But, I mean, I think it's almost time to upgrade all of our stuff. Or, it's the beginning of the year, so it's a good time to change all the bills and whatnot. Yeah, I definitely look forward to that, man. I'm here all day. Kristen is gonna go get the kid. Well, she's gonna go into the city. I almost said to Bethany, but she's not going to Bethany. She's going to just to Trinity, where my daughter's going. But anyway, yeah, I'm definitely new to all of the internet stuff. It's really neat. I'm really enjoying this, but it would be nice to get a little help from my friends. That's how it goes, right? Get by with a little help from your friends. All right, now we're slow. Now I'm getting there, right? Slowly building up those layers. It takes a while. You gotta be patient with it, and if you get too much on at a time, come back. So again, we're just trying to build up the layer. We're not trying to paint over everything. Because we want to leave the little bit of these details in here, and a little bit of the color from the wash, that muddy, dirty color that helps it give it that realistic look. All right. And now all he's got to do is we just got to paint that. Paint this guy out, and he'll be done. And that'll take a while. I'll throw a little bit on here right now, and then we'll move on to getting the next one done up. I really want to try to breeze through this thing. Up and down speed. Oh, okay. Mainly the upload. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Like, you definitely wouldn't need the same amount of stuff if you're just trying to do. Yeah, if you're just playing around on watching YouTube versus trying to upload to YouTube. I imagine it's crazier when you're streaming versus just creating a video and uploading it. Although it probably would speed up the uploading regardless. Imagine it speeds it up if you're trying to upload a video that's whatever. Yeah. We'll have to look at that. I knew it was something. I knew it had to be something to do with the tech. And this is like a brand new computer built to do this. So, like, it shouldn't be the computer. I just got this guy. So, that didn't seem right. So it had to be the internet. I don't know. It's an old box, and router and all that. Anywho, we're going to get him finished up. We're going to get the rest of that base painted in on another round. So that gets us 2 down, 2 to go for today. What time is it? Heck yeah, we're kicking butt, even with the delay. Salute, everybody. Oh. Gave me a little bit of chocolate. Having a rough day eating today, so trying to get my appetite up. Sometimes a little chocolate makes me want to eat food more. I don't know. That's kind of weird. All right, Mr. Humperdinck. Yeah. That's hysterical. For those of you following the chat, Mikkel's wife and my wife are very good friends, and we're all really good group of friends. But that's who he's talking about. He's texting his Michelle to see what's up, which is really funny. We live a charmed life. Here we go, same thing. We're just gonna be trying to catch the edges where the light is gonna hit. Now we could have done all this by wet mixing on the thing, and we could have, there's a way harder way of doing this. This is just kind of like the easy way to do this kind of stuff. We do a bigger piece again. I might show you some more things about how to do like wet mixing on the. God, get down. I swear my cat moved this thing last night. It does not feel like it's in the same place it was yesterday. She rubs all over everything. It's really funny. I'm getting blown up on my phone again. The whole world goes crazy at 1 o'clock. Here I am painting and talking to my friends. Goofing off. All right. Well, looks like the poll is doing well right now. It is Tyranids leading 4 votes to 2. It's not much, but it is honest life, and it's good work. So anyway, we definitely got some votes in, which is great. I think that's great fun, and I am really looking forward to getting started on whichever one it is. I'm going to keep that poll open probably till I wake up in the morning. So, it's been up for several days. If you haven't voted yet and you wanted to vote, don't get mad at me when I close it, because you had days. So that's fun. Oh, and I almost got my Patreon up. I got a few things to go. I'm gonna put together a Discord server so people can chat with me if they're a patron. It seems like a way to go. A lot of people seem to do that. So, and when you have a little bit of access to me and the community that I'm going to try and create here, which is cool, a lot of fun. We don't have that up yet, so I'm not going to do too much more advertising about that so far. We'll talk about it later, maybe the next episode. I'm hoping to have that done by tonight. We shall see. I guess it depends on if Michelle wants to come over. We're having I think we're having sweet and sour chicken and steamed rice and stir-fried vegetables. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yes. Painting. Mm-hmm. Looking good. Looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. All right, so we're gonna risk it all here. Big decisions. Deep breaths, broad strokes. I mixed a little bit of white up with that crimson, and I'm bring it over here and mix a little bit of this magenta into it to kind of, and that's that Alizarin crimson hue from golden we mix that with. I'm just gonna try and give it just one more round of highlighting. Just the very, very edges. Maybe a little bit more white. Really want to lighten this up just a touch. Just enough to really make it stand up off the rest of it. We don't want it to look like pink. It still have that magenta look, but we want it to be lighter than the magenta that's on it. Maybe too pink. Maybe too pink still. I want a little bit of that regular violet back to it. Windsor violet. It's always weird trying to balance out a color when you don't really own the color. It's like, well, let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. And you kind of have to mix it and match it till you find the color that works right. Well, I think this one's, I don't think this one's much of me I'm not making the sweet and sour thing. We bought a kit for that, but I am doing some stir fry and some steamed rice. You definitely come over. I don't mind. I'm sure Kristen won't mind either. She likes Michelle a lot, so it helps. When the ladies like each other, it makes everything a whole lot easier. They're more apt to be like, oh yeah, let's go hang out over there. This still seems just a little bit too pink. I'm probably going to come back on this with the magenta after this dries and then go over top of it. But then again, it might dry out when it sets up. Again, colors will mute down when they set up, so it may look wrong now, and then once it finishes drying, it may be right on the money. Sometimes you just can't tell till it's over. It might calm down. It does look awfully pink though. This is one of those moments where you're like, okay, well, it might do this or it might not do this. I know how to kind of mess with it if it does. But if it does set up right, then we're going to be super happy about it. I'm like, oh, right, it looks great. And of course, if it goes wrong, I'll be like, oh, well, I won't do it now again. Let's hope it's the other. Let's hope it's the good idea. Let's see, what are y'all thinking? Yeah, it looks alright, huh? Not too bad. Ah. Maybe a little bit of just straight magenta over the top of that one little area right there. A little bit out of control. There's a little bit hard. Hot in the paint. Maybe a little bit of violet too over top of it. Tone it down. There we go. That toned it down enough. Okay. Once those dry down, that's a little bit of a wet mix right there I did. Where I threw that magenta and that violet right on top. I'm wet mixing it down to help blend that line. It made just a little bit too of a hard line. We want to kind of try to help blend that away. It is the primary part of his fold, so it's like outmost in the light, but heck yeah. I know you know. I know you can make whatever you want, which is the best part about having gone to culinary schools is the people like Jared and I know exactly how to make whatever we want. It's a lot of fun. And I still like being able to cook for my friends. I don't get to cook much for anybody else, so I don't think I really want to cook for anybody else, honestly. Heck, even that New Year's party wore me out. It took me 3 days to recover. I'm finally starting to feel more like a human being again. I was exhausted. But, you know, cooking for a few friends for a little thing is great. Those dinner parties are just, oof, that's a lot of work. Trying to do high end and, you know. It's a dinner party like that, New Year's Eve and stuff. I can't help myself. I always got to be like super impressive. It's got to be 100% the craziest shit. And the most, I got to do the most. I can't just like back off of it. I don't know. It's funny in its own way. Alrighty. About to have Mr. Humperdinck done. Again, those first bits are the ones that are really going to show up. You know, the chin, the cheeks, at least the tops of those cheeks, the forehead. We want all those things to get hit first. Even down around the chin, just a touch. The side of his chin. We'll let that sit up for a second. Come right back to it. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Wow, we're already up to 7 views. This is awesome. All right. Yeah, it really does, man. Yeah. Especially like when your legs start to go, cooking gets really hard. That's when it gets really rough. So I feel your pain. I feel your pain for sure. It's no fun. It's no fun. And I'm so dang stubborn that I just won't quit. Which is why I'm glad that eventually Kristen was like, "Nope, you sir are done." Touching up his hair while I'm here, waiting on that flesh to dry. Kind of want to give him a big old ugly wart. Make him look like he actually went through the pain. Wasn't that the thing in the movie? To the death then. No, to the pain. To the pain. I don't think I'm familiar with that. And then my ears, I suppose. Let's get on with it. No, your ears, you'll keep it. I'll tell you why. So that every babe that streaks, every man that scoffs, every woman that cries out, "My God, what is that thing?" will echo in your perfect ears for eternity. Carrie Elways was so good. We're going to give just a little bit of Let's give his crown some rubies. Ruby there. Ruby there. These little tiny jewels are always so fun. Oof, this model's trash in the back. Okay, that's a ruby. That is probably supposed to be a ruby. Come on, get on there. And we should have one right there, although that looks like just junk. Okay, and then emeralds for the other pieces, yeah? Just gotta barely touch it. You're super careful. Real easy to make a mistake in this spot. So I'm way up there again. Nice. There we go. Yep. I really do think that cat knocked this thing down again. That's much better. That's right where I want it to be. I need to put like a target back there where I can line it all up. That would definitely help. Okay. Come back and finish up his face and knock out Wesley. And we're going to be able to move on to the next thing tomorrow. Yay! Alright, so now we're really going to go ahead and try and get a little bit of the rest of the face that we didn't get before. Because remember, again, we're trying to build up those layers. We still want to keep those cracks pretty good, like around his nose and his eyes and such. We do want to reconnect everything else. I'll make his face stand out. Because our wash is really, it's underneath doing all this work. Plus our little bit of that building up makes a huge difference. And hit just the top of the hand that's going to be getting the sunlight to try and draw that out. And that should be good to go. Now Wesley, this one's going to be super easy. Pretty much don't have to do much with this one. We're going to probably give his shoulders just a touch of dry brush of some pretty dark gray. And you dry brush a lot of him. And this gray is going to be so light that you probably won't really be able to tell where you've done. So you really need to keep track of where you're at and where you're going, because it's almost straight black. Just black with a hint of white. And I'm just gonna dry brush over what I can. Okay, and it's not gonna look like much, especially on the camera. It's definitely not gonna look like much, but up front it will. Yeah, the suffering definitely isn't worth it. But you know, it was fun to do Spanish food. As like, I felt like that was my last real big hurrah for cooking. And if I'm gonna go out, that was the way to go out. It was really cool. So, but and oh yeah, the L4. I remember you saying something about the spinal fusion. I didn't know they took out your L4. That's rough. And you're still out there throwing that magnet around? Don't worry about that. It was my knee. I hit something. One of these tackle boxes I got down here. I have all sorts of boxes full of things that some of it is my piles of shame. Some of it's just bits I'm going to use for other things. Poor Wesley, he looks so ugly. Okay. We're going to bring him, again, same thing. We're hitting up that main part of that face first. Anywhere we know the light is going to be most intense. That's where we're going to go. Yeah, stubborn. Yeah, we're all kind of stubborn. I think that's a male thing. We all come by it pretty honestly, I guess. It's like they gave him a sideburn that like comes all the way down. I don't know if you can see that. Holy mackerel. It's like Elvis version of Wesley. This is definitely a mistake, probably from the mold line, is what that is. We're going to do our best to kind of fix this. This is why you typically want to clean a model up real good before you start painting on it. But there wasn't a whole lot of getting these things clean. They just did not want to do it. I tried, and it did not go well. They didn't really like taking primer either. They really did not want to be painted. But you know, that's stubborn. We were talking about that. Yeah, stubborn. I'm stubborn. So I'm going to do it. Yeah. And I still enjoy cooking some things. And some stuff's super easy. I just can't. I got to be careful about committing to do. It's the high end stuff that really kicks my butt. Like, you know, I can knock out tacos for 20 people in 15 minutes, but doing a whole bunch of stuff for, you know, a super fun party, there's a little, it's just got to where I guess I'm just too old now, and it sucks, but it's just how it is. Got to be super aware, which is why we're here. I very aware I needed to stop the restaurant work, or else I was going to go down. So that's why we're painting on the internet, which is actually, I'm really liking this. This has been a lot of fun. A really good transition from my old life into something that was kind of like, you know, originally I wanted to be an artist originally. Is what I wanted to do. So like, but like you don't make a whole lot of money being an artist. So I decided, oh, screw it, I won't do it. And then I ended up here. So, you know, full circle, right? Okay. I'm going to come back and just try to gently nudge his hair a little bit. Maybe got a little bit too much paint here. There we go. And just work with the movement of his hair. His hair has a particular movement. All of them do. So the best thing to do is just kind of work with the direction. Let your brush strokes emulate it. Especially with this one, because he doesn't have a whole lot of ridges to his hair. So we kind of have to really let that mute technique work for us, where it's picking up underneath. Come back and do his little belt around his, or little, oh, what do they call that thing? Ribbon, I guess. Hair tie. You know, I feel like we missed the belt on Humperdinck too. The back of it, I feel like it was purple. It was. Look at there. Just gonna get that right there. Done. Yeah. Boom. And that little break on his back is gonna help make the colors look more colorful. Not that the camera wants to help me. Okay. Alright. Alright, he's got that little bit of Lud Belcher, so we are going to hit it up now with this silver. Just kind of as a... Again, this is like a highlight, so what we're going to do is just run down the edges. We want the middles of everything to stay dark. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, we'll come back and fix that. We're just going to black it out anyway, so. Again, this model is not, it's not the happiest model in the world. It didn't really want to be painted. But it's going to be super cool for it to be painted. Haha. It's Wesley. Ding. Alright. I'll fix that little bitty place where I messed up in his handle. Dunskies. Alright. And here's Wesley done. So now all we gotta do is, or when I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with Wesley's name, I think I might just keep it white on the inside and just go over the top of it with the black and keep his white. These three are almost done. So just gotta finish them up. And I think I'm gonna do that off the air. I'll do the Tyranids on the air, or the what's the other one? Kobolds. So whichever one we end up with, vote wise, is what we're going to do. Let me grab some of them since I wasted some time messing with my technical difficulties. Let's take a look at. Take a look at Tyranids. Whee! I have so much room in here. So we got a whole bunch of different nids to work on. I think last time I was working on the Psychophage. So we can. So this one's got its base coats on it for the most part. I got a few base coats to finish up, and then we can get to work on finishing this up. It's a really neat piece. Lots of fun. We can talk about that. And then the kobolds. Where is my box with my kobolds in it? Liam? I don't know what I did with that box. What did I do with that box? Anyway, kobolds are little tiny dragon guys, and they're around here somewhere. I just don't know where. I printed off a whole bunch of them though. They're all different shapes. They're little dragon dudes, and they are only primed. They've only been primed up. They haven't actually been anything else. And you know, we'll get to them later. But I think if we win, or if the Tyranids win, we'll definitely go with the Psychophage, and if we go with the, golly, what did I do with those silly things? Oh, now I'm worried about it. Because I have no idea what I did with them. They're fun, though. They're really, yeah, they're kobolds, so they're like dragon people. And they're little tiny guys, and they run around, and they cause a lot of problems. with their dragoniness, create traps and things like that. So we're gonna, it'll be a whole lot of fun. Golly, what did I do with them? I feel like I'm gonna find them here, and I'm gonna be like, well, like right after I turn off the video, they'll pop up. I'm like, oh, there they are. And of course, you know, it's not going to do it while I'm actually looking for them when I need them. I didn't think we were going to get to this point. But anyway, so let's take a look at what we got done today. And then we'll, yeah. So these, all 4 of these are done. Well, I got to finish up his little base, but... Haha, Princess Bride. It's really, really cool stuff. So that's super exciting. We are getting wrapping up here. So, what do I got to remember to say? I can remember all the little doobly-doos things. So, you know, like, subscribe, help us out. Can spread this channel around. The more people I can get helping us do this, the more stuff I can buy and we can paint and we can have a good time with. And you know, this is what I get to do for myself for a while, which is great. In the spring, I think I'm going to do some gardening, but that's not going to affect our paint schedule. We might move the time eventually. Right now, we're still kind of. This is me still kind of getting everything working properly. If you were here early, you know that I have some technical difficulties, and sometimes it takes me a little while to get things functioning and understanding exactly what I need to do and how I need to do it. So it takes some little learning from me before I feel like we can go to, like, I don't know, prime time or whatever. I don't know that there is a prime time for a paint show where it's just some old man in a chair painting away. I really wish I know what I did with those kobolds. I'd like to show them to you. I certainly would. But golly, I have so much stuff in this office. Well, they're not down there either. I guess it's a studio now. It used to be an office, but I took it over. I turned it into a studio. Oh, I found them! Aha! Isn't live TV so much fun? Okay, so let's look at some of the kobolds, and then for those of you who are around and checking this out, you can go and vote on what we're going to do next. We got some cool stuff. So we got Tyranids, which this will be the next Tyranid I'm working on right here. He's kind of got started. I've got some base coats on him, and the primers are on him. So we're going to work on this guy and get him ready to go for our army. So we can go this route, or we can do kobolds, and kobolds are little dragon people. That's probably going to be real hard to see. It's another little tiny ass figure. So, like, I've noticed that the smaller, oh, there he goes. Isn't he cute? Look at him with a little beard. He's got a little helmet and a shovel and a pickaxe. He's a little miner. This one. This is a little crossbow guy. Let's see. This guy's like a shaman. He's got candles all over him back. Got a skull on a stick with a candle. These are from oh, where did I get these? These are from Loot, is the subscription service. This guy, we're gonna have to do some repairs. His spear end looks like it broke off. Because here's another one like that. With his back of his spear is good. And there's a bunch of them. I even have this one that's riding he's riding a dire weasel, riding a big weasel, a little dragon guy. So, you know, whichever route we want to go. Then there's some other different types. I really like this one. He's setting a trap. He's kind of fun. Setting a little trap. So anyway, whichever direction we want to go, and we'll just figure that out. So go vote on the my community tab here on this is YouTube. So go check that out and give us a vote. I think we were at 6 votes when I last checked, and the Tyranids were winning. So if you want to see kobolds instead of Tyranids, better go over there and vote so that you can see kobolds first. If you want to see Tyranids, then you better go over there and keep your lead because you're leading. So that's the way polls work. Not that I should have to explain that to anybody, but you know, it's fun and it fills the air. And I'm trying to add a little extra time to this one. I try to keep these videos about an hour, and since I was late due to interesting technical difficulties, which are most likely my fault, and not entirely related to the 13th episode, or maybe they are. I don't know. So anyway, I think we're done with Princess Bride. Like I said, I'm gonna get those bases knocked out, and we'll do the little whirligig thing like we did for the other ones, and then we'll start the next things tomorrow. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share. I got lots of chats on here, but if you're watching this video after the fact, don't throw me a comment, and go vote for whatever one you want us to do. And have a great afternoon. It looks like it's going to warm up a little bit, which is wonderful because it was really cold this morning. And I think that's all I got for you guys today. Again, I'm sorry again for the delay this morning. So if you missed me early this morning, I certainly am sorry. And for those of you who came